Hi, it's Derek from Vision Happy, helping you to create an extraordinary life. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can find out your strengths so you can capitalize on them and be the very best at what you do. Now, this is really, really important because often in a world where there's a lot of successful people out there, we often find ourselves comparing ourselves to those people. Don't you agree? We often find ourselves comparing ourselves to those people, and we often feel in return that we're not good enough. And if by doing this, this is very detrimental to yourself, because you're not appreciating yourself for who you are. You're not appreciating for your strengths. And if you're not going to appreciate yourself for who you are and what your strengths are, then you're going to lack that confidence. You're going to lack the self-esteem. And you're not going to go out there and do the very best that you can do. And so what we want to do is try and identify these strengths. Once we identify what our strengths are, we can then hone on these strengths, improve them, take advantage of these strengths, so we can go out there and be the very best that we can be. And this is really, really important, because this is the journey that a lot of people take, and we need to come to that point of focusing on our strengths so we can go out there. So I want to give you at least 3 points, and it's worth you getting a pen and paper or using your phone to really take the time to reflect and think over these. Okay, and I promise you this will be extremely beneficial for you, because once you can get this idea, you can go out there and say, okay, these are my strengths. What can I do? What can I do with these strengths? And this is going to be very, very important and very beneficial for your own personal development. So without further ado, I'm going to mention 3 things. I'll give you 3 questions, and I'd like you to go ahead and just pause the video whenever you need to and just make note of it. So number 1, please write down up to 6 specific things or 6 specific times where you felt you have been at your best. And this can be at personal or at work. So for instance, for me, I always find this beneficial when I have a mentor, because when I have someone who's a mentor, I can go out there and ask questions without feeling silly. And that's when I've really thrived, and that's when I've done really, really well, because I've had that support that I've always wanted. So that's just an example. So up to 6 specific times when you felt you have been at your best, or 6 specific things, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do like a table. So this table consists of 2 columns. So on the left hand side, I'd like you to give examples of when you felt you have been at your best. Specific examples of when you have been at your best. So let's label that as the first column on the left, okay? And then column 2, which is on the right hand side, I'd like you to write down as the heading, key factors that have contributed towards me being at my best, okay? And this corresponds to the example that you've given on the left. So for instance, I'll give you an example. An example when I've been at my best, so on the left hand side I'd write this, when I've been highly praised by the HR assistant director for completing a HR based project, which I believe I did really well, and I was at my best, okay? So that's what I'd write down in column 1 under examples of when I've been at my best. On the right hand side, which is where this key factors that have contributed towards me being at my best, I would have put down I had ample time and plenty of time to reflect and analyse and do my research, which has allowed me to develop one of my best work, okay? So I hope that's clear. So I'd like you to be able to do that. Take a bit of time to do at least, I would say, up to about 6 examples. 6 to 10 actually would probably be better. So if you can do that, that'd be really, really good. And then on the third question, I want you to analyze those examples. I want you to be able to draw out the strengths that you've got and make a note of it, make a record of it. So in that way you have those strengths, which are really important to you, so you can develop on those, use those, and then work them to your advantage, so you can go out there in the world and pursue your relevant career, or set up your business or your venture or whatever it is. So go ahead and do this. There will be a description of all of this below, so if you get lost in it, please refer to that. And I hope you found this really beneficial. I hope you can like this video. Please share it to anyone else that that may benefit. And until then, have an absolutely cracking day, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.